Apart from being the a tour guide for the first time, I also felt very excited to introduce what tourist attractions that people could visit in my area.
Welcome to Exploring Moluccas, a podcast that will take you on a journey across the stunning landscape of the Moluccas. I'm your host Putri Palmalai, and today we have a special guest. She is a former vocational school student who once performed as a tour guide for domestic tourists. Her preparation took a month and also time for field practice. For her, this is a very challenging thing. Please welcome Anjely Parihala.
Hello, Putri.
Hello Angie, thanks for coming here.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So, let's with the first questions. Tell me a little about your experience of being a tour guide for domestic tourists.
Okay, thank you so much, Put. So, actually, it was a part of the school assignment that we had to perform as a tour guide for the first time. So, this is a kind of field project as well as a last exam as the students in my high school department, tourism department. So, all of the students in my class, we had to perform at that time where we waited in turn to be assessed on how we guided the tourists for the first time.
Wow, your vocational exams are very challenging. So, how did you perform, Angie?
So, how did we perform? We were leaving by bus, and we will stop at several tourist attractions that had been determined at that time, and we will explain about the places that we visit. Also, if there are any questions from the tourists, and we will answer it if we can, and we also explain about the places that we passed during the trip.
I believe you, of course, you did your best in front of the tourists. Next, can you tell me what the reason for you to choose this experience compared to other experience?
This is very interesting. I chose this experience because this is one of the most memorable experience for me. Apart from being the a tour guide for the first time, I also felt very excited to introduce what tourist attractions that people could visit in my area, and of course, because the results that I got were very satisfying, and it came from my own sweat. So that's why I chose this experience.
I like your reason, Angie, because as regional children, we should be able to introduce our region to tourists. So, how long does it take to prepare for this exam and what are the preparations?
So when I was in high school, it was the same time when COVID-19 started. So we can say that our generation is the COVID generation. So at that time, the time where we practice there is this one thing called field practice, and the preparation took 1 month. It is the same time that I used for preparation for these activities to be the tour guide for the first time.
I agree. We know that COVID period is the hardest period, especially for student final exams. By the way, on achievement, what is the thing that you achieved from the vocational exam at the time?
So what I achieved that time were experience and relationships. But for me, the most important was my target, namely the exam score. And I'm very proud because my exam score was the highest in my department at that time. And yeah, I'm very blessed of that.
I'm proud of you, Angie. Everyone can take the exam, but not everyone can get the highest score. And the last question, what do you find most interesting in introducing tourist attraction to people from various backgrounds?
Thank you. So, for me, the most interesting thing is how I can share my places, tourist attractions in my areas that are new for them, and how my interaction went with them, which is very good. And yeah, I'm very thankful for that.
Well, everyone, that's the experience that Anjali has shared at this time. Hopefully, through Anjali experience, you can all be inspired to achieve the best grades in exam, competition, etc. Thank you, Anjali, for sharing your valuable experience and also the opportunity to be on this podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Put.
See you on the next podcast, guys.
Bye.